Donald Trump hit the international stage this week. Yes. Who was he with when he was
Imran Khan, the Prime Minister of Pakistan.
He is with the Prime Minister of Pakistan, and as you know,
Khan College, folks.
Did I get my list of things to say and things not to say?
as you know,
Well, this is another one, actually.
Many
They
of
goaded each other over Twitter.
the borders between Afghanistan and Pakistan are a little bit porous. We funded a lot of money back in the 80s to create madrasas so that we could help build basically an army of zealots who would fight off the Russians. And, unintended consequences, all that type of thing. Sometimes the thing about zealots is very hard to turn them off once you've turned them on. And Pakistan definitely has I think, a vested interest in keeping Afghanistan in somewhat disarray and weakened. And Donald Trump, I think, maybe felt a little challenged by that and needed to show off some of his muscle.
Say it again.
Sir, this is Jahandev Ali from Airline News TV Pakistan. Lindsey Graham, when he met Imran Khan, he says, you both are kind of same personalities. You are the president who fulfilled all your promises. You made
I do.
Campaign. And the same like Imran Khan, he's also fulfilling all his promises. So how do you see this meeting, like same kind of person, straight to the point?
Well, I think we're going to have a great meeting today. I know that it's an important meeting. I consider this a very important meeting because I think we haven't met the potential of either country. I think the potential with Pakistan and likewise the opposite way. I think we have not even come close to meeting it. There is tremendous potential between our country and Pakistan. I think Pakistan's going to help us out to extricate ourselves. We're like policemen. We're not fighting a war. If we wanted to fight a war in Afghanistan and win it, I could win that war in a week. I just don't want to kill 10 million people. Does that make sense to you? I don't want to kill 10 million people. I have plans on Afghanistan that if I wanted to win that war, Afghanistan would be wiped off the face of the earth. It would be gone. It would be over in literally in 10 days. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to go that route. So we're working with Pakistan and others to extricate ourselves, nor do we want to be policemen, because basically we're policemen right now.
Imagine you're in Afghanistan and Donald Trump has announced we have plans to wipe out Afghanistan, kill 10 million people. But because I'm such a nice guy, we decided not to do it.
Not in the mood.
I mean, it's so bizarre because this is an area where they actually are having pretty successful negotiations with the Taliban, apparently. And there is progress in getting out of there. So it's an area where, at the very least, he's not hurting relative to the disaster that it's been since the invasion. But that musing, and of course combined with the fact that that's one of the first things he did when he was president, was drop the mother of all bombs on Afghanistan.
Right.
And it's always in the context of unshackling the military. Each year he's been president, civilian casualties have gone up significantly because it's just not part of the calculation process. I know that, they've been sort of going back and forth on Twitter. And, Khan's point when he first got into office was a lot of Pakistanis are dying too, as your sort of security subcontractors here. And Trump's point is, yeah, but you guys are playing a double game with us. And like both of those things are totally true. And then Khan ordered an arrest of one of the masterminds of that Oberoi hotel attack that happened in 2008. So this is another weird one where like Trump gets a win.
Well,
because of this sort of like, but also because, Khan is in a really tough position, and
I feel like that's always been the relationship with Pakistan.
It's a different variation of what the relationship has always been. It's just now you have like these two celebrity figures doing it, and it's also funny because
they're just a flashier. But I have a feeling this is going back and forth. I have a feeling like Bin Laden was a function, was a gift. relative to,
Very
I think the Obama administration signed off on some nuclear technology or something to that effect. I mean, I think there was all sorts of.
If you go back to the 80s,
Doing a
another legacy of Reagan, it's not just that we were funding aggressively the Mujahideen. They were actively undermining even, you talk about objective research. The arms control community was aggressively fought against by the CIA and the Reagan administration from establishing the Pakistani nuclear program in the 80s. So that's another legacy.
From establishing that it existed.
That it existed. Yes. You get into serious career trouble if you noted the obvious.
Let's go to the phones. Calling from a 478 area code. Who's this? Where are you calling from? Folks, we're not going to get to everybody on the call, so if you've been hanging on for a little bit of time. 478. 478? Nothing?